I don't know that they end here. Do they end here?
They end.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Tassar's
Oh, dude.
She's gonna die.
Dude. Oh.
Oh!
Bro.
What? Anyways. We are live. Alright, we'll let the people sneak in here, but for those that are watching this on YouTube, welcome to another episode of HGC and Chill. HGC stream companion / podcast where we watch some hots, talk about whatever the fuck we want to talk about however we want to talk about, or however we want to talk about, and chill, man, and chill. That's the key word here, chill. I used to be all try-hardy with these things, these armchair HGC stuff, but I'm an old man now, Showtime. I just want to chill. By the way, I've got Showtime. I've got Showtime with me today. He is Reborne's offlaner, melee player. If you don't already do so, follow him on Twitter, Showtime FFV, and on Twitch. He does stream. You are going to be streaming more often, huh?
Yeah. I'm picking it back up, so I'm going to be doing it either before or after scrims.
Hell yeah. That is what I want to hear. Right on. Reborne is a esports organization that kind of dips their toes into a bunch of esports, right? Like, what is it? Fortnite, CS:GO, Here's the Storm,
Gears of War.
I think there's some Smash Bros guys, but yeah. And the Heroes of the Storm team plays in the Open Division every week. Go check them out.
You going big dick, boys?
Going big dick. Anyways, where do you live now? Are you East Coast or West Coast or Central?
I'm Central Coast. Central Coast, best coast, baby.
Oh, Central. Damn, just stay a while and listen. Dude, I've been playing Decker Kane in Hero League, and it's just like, why wasn't I doing this earlier, dude?
He's good, man. He's super good.
So good. Especially in Hero League where, like, people just brawl in one lane for 20 minutes. You just get so much value.
Yeah, I think the debates, man, with Deckard, like, when you think you have him caught out, like, how long he can actually live is a big debate. So he can actually just bait people back, and then he can get collapsed on again. I love him.
Yeah. I love the setups that he has, the disruption, everything that he has is so good. You think you're gonna kill him, he just weakens you, and then he just shields himself. Oh, I know.
Yeah, man. I think Chromage called his ult one time. He's like, "Listen while you sleep." Were you there for that? Yeah, he's like, he said something about. He's like, "Deckard, listen while you sleep," and then like no one really said anything, and I was like, "Did you just say listen while you sleep?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I thought no one caught that." No, it's like the ongoing meme. Super creepy Deckard.
How's all that going, by the way, if you don't mind me asking? How's the scrims and the new coach and all that? Everything seem okay?
Think about you the entire time, dude.
Damn.
Think about you the entire time, boy.
Damn. Hang on a second. Before you go into that, I forgot. I forgot my music, dude. There we go. That's what I want. There we go. Some little low key vibes. Hey, what up, Schizo? Yeah, Showtime's here, baby.
Yo, what's up, Schizo? Yeah, man. No, it's going well. It's going well, dude. Top 4 back-to-back weeks, man. It's feels real good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we didn't play any wash teams either. You know, I feel like, I know maybe a lot of people say this, but like the open bracket this season, it's rough, bro. I feel like there's a lot of stiff competition out there. You know, first week I think we had to play through those guys. Second time we had to go through Queen's Gambit and Fem Frosty. I think both those teams are really good.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man, I feel like overall it's pretty good. We have good amount of points going into it. Last split, the top 8 was 150 points minimum you needed.
Yeah.
We already have 135 points, so whew, we in it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the minimum, right? So like,
yeah,
we'll see what's up. Now you were saying the bracket has been rough. The second week was like really. I don't like saying unlucky, but man, it was. I was like, dude, there's a conspiracy out against Reborne right now by putting Queen's Gambit, who didn't get any points the week previous, in our bracket, like right there. Like, come on, who?
Yeah, man.
Who's doing this? Who's doing this? Come on.
That's what I'm saying. And then the whole business with Equinox hopping on the team because, you know, Simplicity's coach, which I don't think he's their coach anymore, right? So I think that whatever legal HGC properties have, you know what I mean? I think he's okay to do that. But it was rough. I mean, going into it, you know, there was some real solid players.
Yeah, definitely. Ex-pros. I mean, like, all of them, right? If I'm not mistaken. Was Die here?
I know the E-Bros or Heroes of the Dorm champions.
Okay,
Equinox.
Equinox,
for sure.
Faye.
Yeah, and then we played against Alex Each, who was Moscow 5 League of Legends, like God. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Their shit.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Alex Ish. That's what. Yeah, he's not playing anymore, right? He's not on that team anymore.
Yeah, no. He, I think he just either subbed or was like playing one round. He made some kind of Monka plays, you know, but either way, man, can't disrespect that skill. He's one of the best like mages or carries in the world, you know. So
yeah, his Genji was really good in that series. I don't know if his Genji was really good or Winterheart was just inting in lane, but
no, man,
combination of both.
I think Alex has a lot of high risk, high reward plays. You know, there was like definitely some where he was really oppressive, but then there was one point it was like under core, like I was Blaze with like 25% HP, he just went on me and X-striked and just Valimar got a silence on him from Malfear and he just died. So it's like high risk, high reward, you know, sometimes with Lamonka, but other than that, man, he played super well.
Yeah, I remember that. That was like mentally draining for. I can only imagine what it was like for you guys, but for me, as someone that was just spectating, dude, I was like drained after that.
Oh yeah, man,
dude, it was. Oof.
That was one of the earlier matches too that we had. So it's like we still had like 2 more,
and like that wasn't even like the real competition yet. I mean, they are competition. I'm not, you know, don't get me wrong. It's just like your seeded competition was still yet to come, you know, the next day.
Yeah, absolutely. Because then I think we were on stream, which is pretty cool on Blues Heroes that whole time. So I think we had 3 series that we played, and we lost 1. But then we were going into Freebirds the next day, which is kind of a rough matchup. But
yeah,
Freebirds is good, man. They're super good.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're beatable.
They're beatable. I think so.
I mean,
if any of them are listening right now, sorry about that, but yeah, beatable.
No, I think, your top 4, that's nice, but I want to see number 1, baby. That's what I want to see.
That's it, man. You know what I mean? Like, if you think about it, I think you said this, you know, that, right? So if we think about Crucible last time, King's Gambit was seed number like 8 or something, or you know what I mean. So it's like they went into playoffs and then just happened to win playoffs, and then went to Crucible and almost got an HGC.
Yeah,
you know, they kind of choked at the end a little bit. But yeah, I mean, so playoffs is number 1 priority. Feeling out opponents is definitely right up there. So a huge deal, but getting that number 1 would be nice.
Yeah, definitely feeling them out. And kind of just like getting used to playing opponents of that caliber consistently, right? Because it's not. Yeah. I mean, to be real, I feel like the scrims that we do have from time to time are the competition just isn't. That you don't feel it as much as playing against Freebirds or Wrong Orb.
Yeah, you know, and I feel like there's some like mind games with that. Honestly, I feel like these top teams, given that I don't think people expected us to get as far as we did this go. But like we never scrimmed Freebirds and we never scrimmed Wrong Work. Like those two teams, we didn't scrim our entire off season because like either we didn't have the same schedule or something like that. So we literally screamed every other team. And so going into playing these guys, like that's good. And I think our practice is going to come from getting to semis every time and just playing them over and over again. That's where we get our practice.
Yeah. I wonder if those teams scrim each other. They have to, right? You would think they scrim each other?
Yeah, I hopped in a Hero League game and I was playing with Nesper, and he said something about that. He said like, oh yeah, we were scrimming Freebirds. So yeah, they do scrim each other. And I know they scrim HGC teams, which is like another kind of uphill battle. You know what I mean? It's like, I think eventually like maybe the bottom 4 HGC teams might scrim, but it's like if you scrim against those guys, you're just going to get better than you play someone in the Open Division that's not that way, right? And it's like it seems like a breeze.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But that's all right. You know, like I know our schedules don't really line up, but we don't need it. It's all right.
I don't mean to sound like I'm blaming anything else. You know, like I'm 100% in it. Like these individuals, you know, gonna win it on their own accord, and so I just think like it'd be cool to start getting those scrims going with higher teams because I think that just helps overall.
For sure, definitely. Fringe Average says, I hope Leftovers win. #believe. After that last game, yeah, I mean, this whole series, Leftovers definitely has the potential to win this.
I think so, man. I think they just showed it with that game I just watched. I was kind of out and about a little bit before that, but yeah, like just watching them. I don't know if you caught this, Goon, but like they just got top wall or top tower in half a gate when they saw 2 people down bot, and you could tell that like Fnatic was like, why did we just make this decision? Why are we bot right now? Because like they're just gonna get top, you know. It's so they won it, man. They're just all over the place and keeping that pressure up.
Look at that. The last 2 map picks were Leftovers, and they won the last 2 games.
And they picked this map, right?
Yeah. I mean,
shit, is that a coincidence, boys?
Fnatic picked the first 2 maps. They get the first 2 wins.
Okay, I'm gonna toss this out here for chat and for Goon. I want to hear y'all's thoughts. What do you think is better, first pick or map pick?
I like map pick more, just because you can have specific strategies set for a map, right? Like we want to play the map this way, and we can control. We can kind of assume what's going to happen with the first pick, what's going to be the first pick based off of what we ban. And if we're going into the map with that knowledge, like, hey, Genji's up on the table, we're not going to take him. We didn't ban him. We're not going to take him. We know they're more than likely going to take him. Are we ready for that? Yes. Cool. Like that's what I want to play into on this map. Cool. First pick for me is just like, let me just grab an OP real fast. That's how I feel. Yes, I'm sure you have a strategy around like, hey, if we're first pick on this map, what's our strategy going to be? I just like thinking. For me, I like going into a map thinking, knowing that I picked it and I know how I want to play this. That's me, though.
Yeah. You know, I even have to agree. Or Schizo said, as a Bush League player, my only choice is first pick. I love it, dude.
Oh, yeah, because every time they fucking coin tossed, his team was always first pick.
Blame the coin, am I right?
See, look right here. Fnatic. There's an Abathur ban, there's a Tracer ban. Genji's up. Leftovers knows this going in. They rip a Hanzo here. Like, which OP are you going to take? Hanzo or Genji? Oh, we're going to go Genji. Cool. Well, we're going to get our OP, which is good on this map, too. Here's Hanzo. So now it's... I don't know.
So my thing is... So I've been playing the game for a little over a year now. I still have loads to learn about it. Drafting, you know, about halfway through my HOTS career, I realized was like half the battle was drafting. I wasn't that much in league, you know, so I was kind of learning that.
Yeah.
My thought is, man, first pick Genji. I realized the hero is good, but I feel like that there's so many counters, and on BOE, like Hanzo's such a good pick. I'm just kind of wondering what their thought process is. Why is he so important to get first pick? I realize he's detrimental on the back line, you know, and stuff like that. But it's like, why not Hanzo? Why not for that race? You know, what are your plans? You know.
So what's really good about Genji is during this extended laning phase is the solo laner is never really a solo lane. It's never two solo lane matchups. Genji acts as like the Abathur, so to speak. He kind of shows up, kind of like an Abathur hat, messes with you, fucks with you, maybe gets a kill, and then leaves. And you can never really, you have to play on a back foot the entire time.
Yeah, so talking as like on an off lane on BOE, you know, so when I see Genji, you're absolutely right. You know, like he has that pressure on him. When I go to BOE, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, what's my matchup? So right now, Fnatic is Zerel. So she wins every matchup, unfortunately, right now. So my other thought is, okay, if I have Urel and I win the matchup, can I take the camp on their face? If I just sit and do the camp, can they do anything about it? That answer is no, you know what I mean? Then I'm like, okay, cool. But if I do see that Genji, I may not have that kind of present or be like, you know, that confidence, be like, okay, I can just take it, because if he rotates up, it's 2v1, they take the camp, now I have to deal with it, you know? So yeah. I do see it for that purpose.
I like the Blaze ban here. Blaze is safe, one of the safest solo laners, I would say.
Yep.
I would even argue to say at this point he's probably more safe than Dahaka, just because of the sheer amount of HP Blaze has.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Like, Dahaka's good, he's survivable. However, the power comes in as global. And
yep.
I mean, there's a Genji on the map. Are you really gonna play global style with the Genji or not? I like the Blaze ban. So, what are your options now as a solo lane? They've got Urel, they've got Blaze. Oh, there's a Dahaka. There's a Dahaka we're talking about. So now, looks like Leftovers has to adjust their play style a little bit. Genji can kind of disappear and then show up somewhere, and then Dahaka's got to respond to that. Dahaka can.
Yeah, you know.
Go ahead.
What I get from it is that I think they realize kind of the team fight pressure that Fnatic already has, and that now Dahaka can actually just split. And a big thing on BOE that a lot of teams or like maybe lower divisions don't realize is that soaking is equally as important. Like, you can't just stay in the middle by your immortal the entire time and leave the soak to like soak its own self. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's what a lot of teams do. And so when you do create that pressure, that little difference between level 7, level 6, stuff like that can win an immortal for you, and then you can kind of get rolling. So I think that's why someone picks up the Hawk on this map.
Yeah,
there are a good amount of bushes, but it's for that pressure that someone has to respond.
Yeah, and I think that's why Lucio. Whoa.
This is EU right now, boys. We in it.
So Genji also kind of serves that purpose. Once the map opens up, he becomes your quote-unquote Dahaka, right? He kind of rolls out there, is able... Obviously, he's not pushing as fast or as hard. However, you see that little Genji out there pushing a lane while you're sitting around, dicking around mid. You're like, damn. Can somebody go get that soak real fast? Yeah, and then you roll up there, all of a sudden Genji's on your team, and you're like, damn it, I should have stayed with my team. Once the map opens up, Urel, Murd, and Greymane and Lucio stick together. Genji rolls up, pushes a lane, and then appears. As soon as Genji sees one of his teammates or one of your team, someone on your team go to soak, he's in that fight right away. Like he's on this map, he's got a global with his mobility. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like what is going on in this game, dude?
This is gonna be pretty wild.
Lucio in 2018 Omega Law. All I'm gonna say is Lucio's not terrible. Alright? Lucio's not terrible. I may or may not have seen a scrim recently that included a Lucio and it looked hot. So
Are we gonna see reverse amp?
Ooh, honestly, I guess the only person you're gonna sound barrier, man, you're gonna sound barrier through lightning breath. That's it.
Yeah.
So, huh?
I'm really interested to see how much value the Hawk is gonna get.
Yeah,
How they play it.
This Greymane pick honestly is so good because like,
Yeah.
remember
100%.
when Greymane was like you just take them, like no one's ever pissed, and then it kind of like maybe you don't take Greymane all the time. Right there in that slot that they took him, you're like, fuck, they got Greymane. Like he's good on this map. He pressures Hanzo. He pressures Deck. He can pressure anybody.
Yeah, I think it's super good that I think he's going to be the one clearing like the bruiser camp when that pops out. He has really fast race as well. I think overall that's just a really strong pick for them.
With the Genji, it's just like with Genji and Greymane, that's super deadly. That's so scary. But this Maiev pick is not bad either. I don't think it's terrible, but it's just I haven't seen. It feels like ages since we've seen Maiev, and she's a relatively new hero.
Yeah, I just think she fell off, man. Honestly, I think she was pretty good, and she got like a nerf or so, and then she kind of just died down to I would say like B tier. I think there's a few S tier heroes. I think there's a whole bunch of A tier opponent or heroes, and then I think there's B tier. I think she just kind of fell right into that.
I would say because of how much they removed her damage, how much damage they lowered from her. That I think her kit is super cool and interesting, but she does not have anywhere the same impact as she used to have when she first came out. You could sit there and just get resets and resets and resets and reset. And like it felt good. Now you get resets, reset, and it's just like I'm not doing anything. This isn't fun. I don't like this. But
there was one video, Unaverted. He's on Team Reborne. He did. I think he was in a quick match or something. He's playing Maiev, and he literally like 1v5. No, hold on. I don't mean to interrupt that story real quick, but I feel like this is an early bruiser. Oh no, they're invading that bruiser. That's funny though.
Oh, what?
That's hilarious. Holy cow.
Oh, dude, what? I was like,
that's
what the hell?
Super early bruiser by leftovers. Then I realized that's Fnatic invading a bruiser camp at 1 minute 15 seconds. If they get out of this,
they do. Oh no, they don't.
One down.
Dang.
Is that worth? I don't know.
That's cheeky.
I don't think
let me refresh my stream. I think I'm a little behind. That's cheeky.
Leftovers after getting the
Yeah, although I do say it actually might be worth, because now think about it. They're not going to have their bruiser camp to get for the 3-minute immortal mark. So Fnatic's actually going to have that pressured bottom, and no one's going to have to deal with that top. And like we said, that either Genji or Greymane will have to deal with the bruiser camp when they get it. Yeah. Now they don't have to worry about that, enhancing their team fight even more. I think that was ballsy, but I think that worked.
I mean, I don't know. Fnatic is down. Yeah, they'll get forward. Look at that Deckard Cain scroll in the back. Genji. I'm sorry, Greymane. Huh.
So here's the thing now. Fnatic's already late on bruisers.
So they don't even start it. So it doesn't. I don't think it's a matter of if it was worth or not. I think that if the outcome were different, i.e., they didn't die as they were leaving, thus allowing leftovers to take the bottom siege camp, then they would have had time to take their bruiser camp. My stream.
Yeah, so maybe the execution was a little off, so they didn't get full value.
Yeah.
Because now I mean they'll probably get it at halftime, I would assume, unless something like this happens. Oh, am I ahead of you?
They're killing Mopsio right now. What's going on right now? Oof. Well, that's a dead Greymane. Where are you at in game time?
I'm looking at 3:58.
Okay.
3:59.
All right. Yeah.
4 minutes.
Yep. We're good.
Okay.
And you know what? This is only gonna get worse. This is gonna continue to snowball out of control for Fnatic unless they get some value with this Genji pick. And look for those kills. Look for those kills where they can. Because as soon as Hanzo gets 7, that's over. And by the time Hanzo gets 7, you're at what, like 6.5 right now?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Ooh.
So this is interesting. So they're actually Fnatic's on bruisers right now. Erel actually gets quite a bit of pressure out with bruisers. The Hawkeye really can't do too much. So if they defend this top, Erel gets wall bottom, maybe okay. Maybe overall. Maybe that was their plan all along, is like, don't get bruises early, get it as soon as the Immortal spawns. I don't know. It doesn't look like it's going that well.
With this Genji and Greymane, now that I'm looking at this and seeing like what's happening with this Genji and Greymane, they can't, like, even Murden, like, he can't get in there because of this Maiev. Okay, he gets in there, cool. They get tethered. There's a Diablo there to kind of just fuck you up. There's a Decker can on the back end of that. Look at this. Look at this. Huge root.
Yeah.
Huge pulls. Like, they can't do anything.
I wonder if that was like the idea, is like the Deckard Maiev combo.
Maybe, like, going back to what we were talking about earlier, where we were talking about like map pick or first pick. Maybe this was their pick. Maybe this was their strategy. Yeah. Like, we'll just close it out.
Yeah, because Leftovers did pick this map, right? Maybe that was in the last pick Maiev. Maybe that was like, maybe it's something they've been practicing on the back end.
Is this the only game you're doing today? No, probably not. I mean, for as long as Showtime wants to hang out. I know he's got scrims and workout time. Maybe we'll hour and a half or something.
Yeah, I'm just chilling. Yeah. HGC and chill, boys.
Yeah. Would like to see some of the North America trash game. Oh, I'm sorry. NA Pride.
That's it, boy. NA Pride. Come on, man.
Huh. They're invading again. No, they back off.
Schizo said, I feel like the Q build is really here. You talking about
Genji?
Genji, yeah.
Who? I mean, the Qs are good against the Immortal once you're stacked up, right? However, who are you? When you go E-build, it's because you're relying on your Swift Strike to like get the kill, to reset and get value out of your Swift Strike. However, who are you going to be blowing up here? Even if you went Strike at the heart, the Genji E-poison damage or whatever, I don't think you could do anything. And I think that's just a testament to Leftovers drafting. Everyone's pretty tanky outside of Hanzo. Like, Decker is deceptively tanky.
Yeah, and I don't think Genji ever connects with Hanzo. Like, he's not going to be in a position where Genji just pops on him. And then Genji just doesn't get punished because he did that, you know?
Yeah, I think Fnatic plays for 10. We go Curse Bullet here, and we look to blow up Diablo. Honestly, like, I don't think there's anybody else you can really get to. And then even then, you've got Stay a While and Listen. Like, oof.
Listen while you sleep.
Listen while you sleep, yep.
What seed is Leftovers right now in EU?
I'm not sure. Schizo, I'm sure, could probably tell us. The only time a Genji would ever get on top of a Hanzo is when the Hanzo is being ignorant of his positioning.
Exactly, 100% agree, man. Yeah. You have a chance if you don't have much of a front line. Like, Genji can maybe get away with it, but like if you have a front line, like Hanzo has to really be playing poorly in his positioning for Genji to connect with him and just stay on him and not get punished.
This is go for the throat. Like, again, who's going to die from go
Wow,
for the
yeah. What? That's... I don't know about that. That's questionable.
This is a... The sleep bunny gets the bird, and... okay, he might die here. Oh, no, sound barrier.
Oh, my goodness.
The ISO... This is a Mene Greymane. Mene isn't necessarily known for his Greymane, right? He's known for his mages.
The Deckard route into Maiev pull, Lightning Breath, I think it's just brutal. And I think Leftovers is really taking it.
Damn. They gotta keep less than 10 minutes into this game.
Schizo says if they win, they jump like 4 places in standings. They're 7th right now. Yeah, they're looking strong. Definitely.
Huh. What do you think about this level 4 talent on Dahaka, the hero essence or whatever?
It's really good. I think you take that majority of games unless you really need to either if you're double soaking a lot, or if you like maybe Dragonshire when it's more important for you to win that 1v1, you're going to get more value from the Essence Collector talent at 4. But other than that, the Hero Stalker is definitely the way to go, just because you're going to be in team fights. And it actually saved my ass a few times because I'll have W rolling in team fights, and I'll be able to trade again for a good amount, and I'm just become unkillable.
Yeah. I would think that for me, the way I look at it is like, okay, like you said, am I double soaking a lot? Like on this map, I'll go Hero Stalker because I'm just gonna sit in lane most of the time, hit my W against the person I'm laning against, especially if it's like a Urel, Sonya, whatever. Another melee type, right? And then go that route. I feel like on Dragonshire, I think Hero Stalker would also be good too, because of the same, you're like in that top lane for an extended period of time, and then when you do burrow, it's usually to fight, so you also have Hero Stalker available. But
so true, but the thing is, you get more value from the Essence Collector. I forget the name of the level 4 talent, but the Essence Collector talent when you're just in lane. Now let's say you're against Urel, where you'll lose the matchup regardless of what talent you take. Take Hero Stalker because you are looking for the digs. But now let's say you're against a Blaze. Absolutely take the Essence Collector because you will win that fight, because you literally get a well tap every wave, and he can't even out sustain you. Even
I see. Like, you may not necessarily be able to push him, but that X strike whiffs and he lands right into a fucking sleep.
Oh my goodness.
Arrow.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. Wow.
Unavenged.
This is game, dude.
Yeah, it is.
This is a almost full Shield Immortal.
You know, I haven't seen a lot of Leftovers games. They may be 7th, but it's like after watching last game, watching this game, they just executed really clean. I feel like Fnatic at 1 minute 15-second bruiser play was like ballsy. I don't think it got as much value as they hoped. You know, I kind of understand it, but they needed to execute it better. But yeah, Leftovers just coming out swinging. Looks great.
That was awesome. Holy cow.
Okay, Schizo, one who collects. There it is. Thank you, my man.
So when talking about one who collects, you're right. Like sometimes you don't necessarily want to trade your HP out or whatever. You don't want to sit there and W that person. You can just let those minions die to your towers, soak it up that way, get the essence that way. Is that what you mean? Instead of like going the hero.
Yeah, so you get 50% more essence from minions, and so what you can do in that scenario is, so even if you're on, let's say Dragonshire, even if you're on that point, right? The minions still die, you still get that essence because you're in range. So you can literally be fighting on the point, and you just get so much back that Blaze has to back off. And we're not even talking at level 7 when you have Feeding Frenzy, where you can actually queue about every 4 auto attacks, and it becomes overwhelming. And so you literally hold the lane 100 or hold that point 100% of the time, and you also have that dig potential. So, but on Battle for Eternity, BOE, you're really not going to be wanting to duel that much. You're pretty much just soaking that top lane, maybe getting that camp if the other top laner roams down. But you're looking for digs and team fights, and that's where that Hero Stalker comes in.
Right on. If you had to break it down, even in like to a more simpler format, simpler terms, what maps would you let's just talk about maps. What maps would you prioritize the one who collects over Hero Stalker?
Okay, let me get the list of maps here.
By the way, the scrim that we had tonight canceled. I'm gonna be looking for some more right now.
Oh, okay, that works. Okay, so when you would really get one who collects, Praxis, Dragonshire. It's probably about it. I think it's really determined on the point control maps where you are forced into a 1v1 scenario. On shrines, I mean, you double soak, you're fine. You can go Hero Stalker, any of the other ones, but it's when no one's there to help you, when you have to just win that 1v1, that's when you need that.
I see. Okay.
And so that's kind of what I usually do in that scenario. It ends up working. Hey, GOON, though, Unavenged Hot says, could you give us your Open Division power rankings, top 5 teams? And GOON, there is a Reborne individual listening to this, so I'm looking forward to seeing where you rank us. Looking forward to seeing where you rank us.
Top five. Let's see. Power rankings, top 5. I'll keep it simple, based off of current standings. Wrong Freebirds, Reborne. That's number 3. I think number 4. I think like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is like super volatile, in my opinion. Well, that could be like Necro Dancers. Maybe eventually it could be Queen's Gambit. Maybe not. It could be. What is it? Those guys? Is that what their team name is? Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's Treebeard's gang.
Maybe those guys. Hard to say, but I think honestly the teams that you need to look for: Reborn, Freebirds, Wrong Orc, and Necro Dancers. Like Necro Dancers from the first night showed that like they are a solid team. Everybody else is like they're good, but I don't think they have the same staying power as those that I just listed.
Yeah, I think Freebird I think Necro Dancers is really good. Ez is a really solid play overall. He made his transition into solo lane a few months ago. He's really making strides with that. He's doing really well.
Yeah.
Physicals coming from University of North Texas, who ranked 4, and here's the dorm. You have Huff Money, who's a known tank player. I think all collective, they're really good, and I think they have really good shot callers. So I think they're a strong number 4, I would say. And I think I would actually rank Freebirds number 1. I think Wrong Org, nothing against Wrong Org. I think they're individually insanely solid, experienced players. I think that Zergling drafting and shot calling is bringing him over the edge. I think he is like I think he should be an HGC. That guy is quite fantastic at pretty much every aspect of HOTS, and I think that he's carrying a lot of that weight on his shoulders.
Shot calling, especially in Open Division, shot calling is very important in general in the competitive environment. However, even more so, I think shot calling is even more important in the Open Division because you have a lot of individually mechanically skilled players that don't necessarily have like they're very skilled mechanically, but that level of skill isn't equivalent to that of like their knowledge and like being able to see the map ahead, as this big puzzle, so to speak, and be able to kind of think ahead. There are some players that are really good at that, and if you have a great shot caller, especially in like leagues like NGS, Chair League, whatever, you're gonna see a lot more success than a team that just has really high mechanics, but their shot calling isn't as good.
Absolutely.
Like you can have a bunch of GMs, and like Showtime can attest to this. You can have a team of all GMs that are mechanically gifted and have a bunch of good hero knowledge, but don't know how to play maps or macro or just shot call in general or anchor correctly. And you can beat those guys with good shot calling and a deeper understanding of how you want to play. But
absolutely, this is all another level. I think being really good at your role is one thing, but if you can kind of transcend and then shot call for the team or draft for the team, that's what makes you invaluable as a player, is if you can do that stuff. I think there's a whole bunch of really good people at individual roles, but I think that's what really separates somebody from a good to great player.
Yeah. What's going on Twitter right now? What's going on? What are all these?
It's popping off. What are we at right now? 10,000 likes? What are we at?
Somebody. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. No, I commented on something. On something a couple days ago, yesterday, and like people were just like responding to that person's.
Was it the Prismat incident?
No. Nah. But that whole thing, man. Like, okay,
yeah,
I get, like, okay, you want to have a good time, you want to meme, cool, whatever. Like come on, man, show some respect.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have said anything, but like, part of me wants, because he even said on there, he's like, oh, I meant it in a different way, but it came off bad. Part of me believes that. The other part of me says, I think you just posted that because you realized the backlash you got. Like, you want to be the villain of HOTS, and then like everyone, like HOTS has a really cool community about it. Like, there's toxic people, sure, but like if you actually get integrated with the Open Division, HGC, and like what you're doing, GOON, stuff like that, like everyone's super cool and super chill. So it's like when there's like an asshole of the bunch, people call you out, and so I like that. Like,
yeah,
that straight on.
Yeah, and like, I don't know. I'm one of those guys that's like, yeah, I get pissed. I like to throw some, I'll throw some shade in every once in a while, but at the same time, like, I'm me. I'm me. I'm just me. Like, yeah, I'm with Reborne and stuff like that, but like this guy is a quote unquote professional, right? Hey, Vikael with the follow. Much appreciated. How you doing, man?
What's up, my man? Getting that Winter Heart sub right there. There it is.
There it is. Winter Heart subs in 2018. Omega lol. Just kidding.
Yeah, check this out. I just subbed to my boy today. I got this sweet emote. I've actually been wanting for a while now, so I got it rolling.
Schizo, I mean, Prismat said that, he was making fun of the people that were congratulating Kala that didn't really understand the situation. However, like, how tone deaf do you have to be to, like, not understand that the way you're posting something might have different implications, or...
Yeah. I mean it.
And how many people? Like, and how many people were out there like, oh, congratulations on being the manager? Da, da, da. Like, how many people were saying that, and how many people were actually understanding what the situation was about? Okay, they obviously want Swoy on the team. He can't be on the team right now. He's gonna be their coach in the meantime. They're gonna get some use out of him, right? And then as soon as they're able, he's going to be on the roster, and maybe, more than likely, Colin moves back into that spot. Who knows? But
yeah, I'm with you, Skid. So like, I don't buy it at all, man. Like, I think he did it just to be just to ruffle feathers, and I think it bit him in the ass. I think he thought there was going to be a whole bunch of lulls and retweets, like, oh, Prisma's the best, you know, but I don't think it worked like that. I think then he had to backpedal. I think he got called out. He didn't get picked for dodgeball, so he had to do something else.
Yeah.
Still feel bad for Vint. Here's the thing, though. This is if I could guesstimate what would happen. From what Kala said is that he wants to do community coaching. He wants to take a step back from that. I think he wants to focus on his band as well. I think he's definitely an integral part of Tempo Storm. But I think they put Swoy as coach. I think they're going to have Vin in. I just don't see it happening that Swoy's going to move to play and then Kala's going to go back to coach. I don't know. It may work like that, but I don't see that happening.
Swoy's playing, though. He will be playing.
Is that guaranteed?
Not this season. He will. I think he will play the next phase, like after BlizzCon. He will play.
Oh, huh.
I think that's what they're shooting for. That's the long con, right?
The long con takes off mask. God,
he's like, oh, it takes off mask. I saw him all along. Like, whoa, no, he's back.
Hey, baby. Oh. That's fucking funny.
Kala's band is no more. Just so you know. Oh, okay.
I did not know that.
But still, like okay. I'm about to get personal here. Okay, so like. I know where Kala's coming. Like, okay, he enjoys the community coaching. I know he seemed pretty excited to be able to stream more, interact with his community more, and not necessarily sit in scrims, you know, for extended periods of time every single day, doing VOD review every single day, especially when you have that community that you've developed, that you've helped foster some kind of growth in. You know, when I was with Reborne, like, I don't get me wrong, I loved it. It was fun. It was a great time. However, a bunch of personal life stuff started kind of like creeping in, and then on top of that, I was also doing a bunch of other little things as well that I was enjoying. And as much as I do love coaching, I think coaching maybe more in a more casual manner sometimes for me is more fun, because it's like, hey, this guy is bronze. What I have, the knowledge that I have imparted on this person, and some of the things that we've gone over, he's now silver. That's cool. Like, you know, that's like, that feels good. And when it comes to like a competitive team, it's like, all right, cool. We're playing a game. We're getting better. Scrims might be going back and forth. We might be making mistakes. At that time, for me, it was like, I'm not really seeing a lot of the results because we weren't playing Open Division at the time. But then once Open Division popped off, I'm like, okay, all right, those are the guys that I know. Like, those are the guys that I saw. However, at that time, it was just like a combination of like, I don't have time anymore, and also like my own personal motivation was low because of, you know, not having that Open Division to kind of really test how much you've practiced. You can scrim all day. You can win a bunch of scrims. You can lose a bunch of scrims. Like, Showtime can tell you, you can lose a ton of games. It feels like you never win a game for like 2
Showtime
weeks.
can tell you he loses all of the games. That's fucking funny.
You can lose so many games.
You're absolutely right.
And all of a sudden you go play Open Division. You're like, whoa, how come we weren't doing this to scrims? It was like, well, hey, there's a different thing that's happening. You know, when you understand you're playing for something bigger than just a scrim block. But
yeah, I mean, I can tell you, I think like the tournament mode kicks in. I'm definitely more amped. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I try to be as amped as I can in scrims and stuff like that. But when it's on the line, right? When you're 1-1 and like top 32 against Queen's Gambit, like, it's go time,
yeah.
right? You either lose and you don't get any points, or you win. And so there's only one way out of that. So that's the stuff you don't get in just normal scrims.
Yep, you get that tournament buff.
That's it, that tournament buff. Plus 10% stats, baby.
Yeah. 20% increased win rate when you're playing tournaments.
Plus 50% increased blood pressure.
But like, you know, with Kala, you know, he's like, he's still, it's not like he's gonna, oh, I'm not the coach for Tempo Storm anymore, I'm not gonna do community coaching. No, he's still an incredible asset, you know, in that aspect. Like, he's still a good coach. He's very knowledgeable. He's very what's the word I'm looking for? Likable, I guess. You know, charismatic. Yeah. He's very charismatic. Yeah. You know, I'm a dirty old goon. I get salty. You know, that's how I'll get salty sometimes, and that's how I get through. And some people respond well to that. Some people don't. I can't. For me, and like considering where I come from and like my life experience, it's very hard for me to turn that stuff off. To turn off that, we call it knife hand. D-Rec can tell you about knife hand. You know, they get this, they put their hand and kind of like they straighten their fingers out like a palm, you know, like they flatten their palm, but they turn it sideways and they point it at you. That's the drill sergeant in your face, just like, and then you get the point. You're like, okay, all right, I will make sure to roll my socks differently next time. You know, that's how that
roll my socks differently.
That's how that works. But I don't like being that way all the time. But sometimes I feel like you gotta do that. But I don't know. Yeah. I enjoyed my time coaching Reborne. I learned a lot about people. You know, you got five dudes from completely different backgrounds, all kind of, you know, different point of their lives, different experiences, and you're trying to teach them how to play HOTS together and how to be a team together. It's damn, look at Valimar getting wrecked on stream. You see that? Look at Showtime right here getting wrecked on stream.
Yo, what's happening, boys? Why are we showing this? Why are we showing this? Oh no, I remember this too.
Yeah.
Oh no, why are they slowing it down? No. What? No, that feels fucking bad. Is that it?
They'll show you guys' play later.
Wait, does it show the Volskaya play?
Yeah, I think they show that one.
Does it? Oh, that feels bad, man. We just got demolished like that on stream. No, I remember that call too. For people that weren't in comms during that, we're like, we're 10, let's go, let's invade Bruiser, and we just decided to clump up versus Deckard, and it didn't go well. Plot twist, right? Like it. Don't do that. But like during the moment, we thought it was a good play because I think even one of them was dead. I can't remember, but we were like, invade this shit. Let's get it. But
yeah, you know, and that's something, you know, that I've mentioned before is like, consider what they have. And I know in the heat of the moment, you don't think about it. You don't think about it. However, if you keep practicing and trying to be like cognizant of what they do have over time, what would have taken like that, probably whoever made that call, you know, that was instant. It probably would have taken him 4 or 5 extra seconds to consider. I guess I didn't show the play. It would have taken him 4 or 5 seconds to consider that. However, if he's always like practicing that mentality, when he does make this, like, think about making a call, it's a split second. Never mind.
Yeah.
No, they got Deckard. Like, that's it. That could be it, right? And that only comes from playing so many games and acquiring that and just practicing that mindset, that mentality, that skill. Because it's a skill. It's a skill that you have to develop. Everything that you do in this game is a skill that you have to develop. Whether it's landing skill shots, shot calling, rotations, hiding in bushes, not showing. Those are all skills that you just have to learn and perfect. And it's always a continuous grind to always work those things down. I stopped playing for such a long time, like consistently. I felt it coming back. I was like, I can't. I just feel bad. I don't have the same reaction speed anymore. I don't have the same, like, the quick thinking anymore. And you know, it took me a couple weeks of grinding Hero League, and now I'm like, all right. I'm pretty much back where we're at. Okay, this feels good. I'm not gonna let this fall off again. I can't.
Skits was saying, I think E-Punks is super overrated. I don't know too much about EU Open Division. I don't. Yeah, Schizo, what are some of your thoughts on that? Like, you know, like her, if he typed out maybe his top 3. Have you been watching that, Goon?
I've watched some EU HGC, and EU HGC in general for me is very sloppy. Like the top teams are like all over the place. It doesn't look as clean and as like methodical as NA. Yes, NA is still like sloppy compared to pros, right? But when you watch NA people play, it's like, okay, this is what they had in mind. They did it. A couple things could have gone a little bit differently. Cool. You watch the EU games, it just looks like an ARAM the whole time, but in 3 different lanes on an objective. But I mean, there's Cho'Galls, there's Murkies, there's strange talent choices, all kinds of trash. EU Open Division General is Monka, yeah. Yep. Exactly. Octalysis versus Simplicity.
We got our boy Prismat playing today. Boy.
You know, if they win, if they win and they just body these kids, I'll give them a pass. I'll give them half a pass.
No, yeah, I mean, we kind of all rag on Prismat. He is a good player.
He's smart. He's a smart player.
Yeah. But who do you think's got this game? You think Octalysis or Simplicity?
Can I put my biases aside?
Yeah.
No, I'm asking myself that. Can I do that? Is it possible? I think Octalysis, realistically, has a better chance of winning this game. Of this series than Simplicity, I think Octalysis is smarter, faster than Simplicity. It's just, can Octalysis maintain their composure throughout the series?
Yeah, I think Kure and Dansky, I think they figure something out, you know what I mean? If you go to a new team, it takes games to have that cohesion between players, you know what I mean? And like the ability to kind of know what the other one's thinking and stuff like that. And I think those two just keep going from team to team together, and I think that's smart. Mm-hmm. I think that actually gives a big benefit to Octalysis.
Like King Caffeine and K1 Pro? Lol. I mean, they're on Simplicity together, right?
Yeah.
I don't
know, man. I would say Octalysis 3-1 if I could gauge.
Okay. Hang on a second. While I wait for this game to, or while this is gone, I'm gonna use the restroom real fast. I'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere.
All right, it's time for Showtime takeover, boys. Everyone brace yourselves.
God,
about to get real up in here. Don't mute me.
No, you're not muted. Go ahead. You can talk to chat. Go ahead. We're still recording this. This is gonna be for. Hang on. Let me remove that. We are not grubbing. There we go. Boom. It's still there. People can listen. So if you're watching this on YouTube later, Showtime's keeping you entertained.
Hell yeah. No pressure though. I do have to say I do like that be right back screen that GOON has. I think that looks clean. Little Lucio rolling there. Towers of Doom. Some would say takes off monocle. It's Showtime. That's right, dude. I'm glad you get it. Glad you're right there with me, dude. So have you caught much open division, Schizo? You're the most active in chat, so I'm gonna zone in on you. We'll get chatting here. Yeah, this past week's viewership, I think, was lower overall than it was the week before. I think first week everyone's just coming out and showing their support. We got, let's see, 5 more weeks total before playoffs, so
Open
so
Division
see what
playoffs?
drafts they run. Yeah. What's up, Goon?
Are you talking about Open Division or HGC?
Yeah, so I asked Schizo if he's been catching NA Open Division. He said off and on. He's like to see what drafts they run. And yeah, man, that's super cool. Going like playing Open Division, like because we get a lot of our drafts from HGC and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
And it's really cool, like maybe coming up with our own drafts and then like, you know, seeing that translate into Hero League. It's cool stuff because it's just information that's feeding from one location to the next, and it's cool.
Oh, I see. They're not as dialed in. Yeah. I mean, hey, we're playing a lot of Hammer. I mean, to be fair, HGC guys are playing Hammer too, but
yeah, but the thing with Hammer though, it's like when it gets down to it, like if you're against like a Hanzo and a Junkrat, yeah, go Hammer, right? Because like they drafted him to being bad at Hammer. So if you're on Volskaya and you want that point control, do it. Right? Hammer's not an inherently bad hero. I think she's good under the right circumstances. So, and if you have a team that can play with her, brutal.
Yeah. With this third ban coming in here soon, drafts like that are just going to get more and more powerful, in my opinion.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
I like that outfit Gilly's got on.
I was thinking the same thing.
I can appreciate a good outfit.
Good.
I'm just saying, dude. Like, hey, Caldor, his outfits are pretty resident sleeper. It's always a vest and a tie. Jayhow and Trixler, it's always a suit and a tie. Like, Gilly is the one that's always bringing the diversity with her wardrobe.
Yeah, but what can dudes really do to change that up in a professional setting? Like we don't have that many options.
I mean, Caldor could wear a dress, right? I mean, I'm just saying.
It's 2018. You're right.
Yeah, exactly. It's 2018. You can do whatever the hell you want. Man, you can do whatever you want. Ooh.
So I'm looking at LFM, looking at No Tomorrow here. 03 and 04. All I can think about is Open Division, baby. If Reborne gets that top 2 slot, who we playing? I'm envisioning Reborne up there. That's what I'm seeing.
Who are you playing? Who would you pick?
So I think how it works is if we get
first place,
we play LFM. If we get second, we play No Tomorrow.
No. If you get first, you get to pick which one you want to go against.
Oh shit! I didn't know that's how that worked.
Yeah.
Wow.
Assuming
it's
you
really
guys
hard
get
to
first.
say. Like a lot of people would say, "Oh, right, LFM because they're like ranked 8th." But if you guys watched LFM series versus Tempo Storm recently, they got 3-0'd, but it wasn't like a really dominant 3-0. Like I feel like it was super closer than what that states. So they're I think both teams are scary. We'd have to really determine what maps they're strong at with their hero, like where they're really strong at different heroes, and pick to our strengths would be the best way to make that happen.
So you wouldn't pick. You don't know who you would pick right now, right off the bat.
Right off the bat, probably no. I mean, I'd say yeah, no. I'd have to
give the people something. Come on, man.
Yeah, I'd have to do research. Okay, but if I was going in there just saying big dick, let's go, I'd probably say let's play No Tomorrow. Honestly.
Okay.
I would say that. I think LFM has. Yeah, exactly. TLDR, No Tomorrow.
All right. For me, it's like, okay, like you were saying, yeah, LFM is 0-3. However, the games that they played are like, they're good. And on top of that, you consider the kind of support staff that they have, and like, you know, what's on their roster and where these guys are. Like, do I really want to get into all that? Is it worth it? Do I respect that opponent too much to not try to beat them? Or sometimes I feel like with King's Gambit last season, they wanted to play No Tomorrow. they feel the same way. They were like, hey, LFM's a strong team. You know, maybe I don't know if we can beat them. We have a better chance playing against No tomorrow. I don't know if, you know, I'm sure they felt that way, but I wonder how much of that was also like, we respect the grind that those guys have done. We don't want to take them out. Coming from Open Division themselves into this spot. Like, I don't know. Do people think that way, or is that just me? Like, you kind of have like this like sense of compassion against a team like that.
I don't know. I think it's pretty cutthroat. If you ask me personally, like, I want it, right? I want that spot. So I'm going to look to see, I would weigh my advantages, pros and con list against both teams. And I would pick the team regardless of how situated they are. You know what I mean? I don't know. I know that sounds like pretty brutal, and I do have a heart, you know what I mean? You know, I'm not, you know, but that's just how it is. Like, if I feel like No Tomorrow would crumble on certain maps versus us, I'd pick them 10 out of 10. If I feel like LFM lost a coach, they lost their sponsorship, if they're down in their luck, I'd pick them. Like, I just kind of go for it. Yeah.
It's the nature of the game. It's the nature of the beast. Like, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just, like, I'm too emotional, man. I'm too much of an emotional
I
dude.
mean, I get it. You know, that makes me kind of sound heartless, but it's tough. Like, you have to beat all these Open Division teams. You have to win playoffs, get top 2. So all these people, top 50 Grandmaster players, you have to beat all of them. Mm-hmm. And then you have to beat an HGC team, best of 7, that's already been playing other HGC teams for like an entire split, and then you take their spot. Like, it's the most brutal thing to do, like, to go from the ground up in this scenario.
Yes,
if you can make
it is. It is brutal, but like you said, if you can make it happen, more power to you. And
absolutely,
to be fair, the path to pro in Heroes of the Storm is probably more open than any other esport combined. Like, if you were to look at CS:GO, I don't know if you know much about CS:GO. But, you know, you have like there's like 5 different amateur divisions that you have to climb through before going to the one that's like, okay, you know, this is main. Maybe we can go pro when we're finally here. But you have to like grind through those other divisions first, and like they're not even pro up until they actually go to the big. I don't even know what it's called, the CS:GO. I forget what it's called, but I mean, same thing in League, right? You know, you have like all these things, and then you go to the academy, and then hopefully the academy, you know, like some academy team picks you up or something like that, and you have to grind.
Well, League has the same deal as Hero, or at least it was when I played. It's called Challenger Series.
They don't have the relegation anymore. I don't know if that's what you're talking about.
They don't have Challenger Series anymore?
It's all franchised now, so all the teams are franchised in.
Before you go to Challenger Series, you would group up, it's pretty much the same thing, and then you would eventually, I think, play against either the bottom 2 of the league ladder. But maybe they changed it. You're right, though. Now it's like academy is like the second team, and they have the main team and stuff like that.
Yep. That's how it is now, dude. My buddy was talking about it. My buddy Reyna, who will be on the show next week, he played a lot of CS:GO. He played a lot of League. He very very involved in esports. He's very tuned into it. And he's like, dude, I tell him about Open Division. He watches the games, our Reborne Open Division games. He's the Reborne CS:GO manager.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, and he was like, man, like, this is so weird, this format, you know, and League it's like this, and CS:GO's like this, and Overwatch, and I'm like, dang, HOTS really. He's like, dude, if I really wanted to go pro, HOTS is the way to do it. It's free, like it's so open. You just have to grind, you have to practice. But at the end of the day, there's really,
I wouldn't say it's free, but
when he said it free, he was saying like there's no other barrier other than just getting better and beating the team in front of you.
Yeah, so I would say like it's pretty fair overall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And from the ground up, let's imagine that you don't just get drafted onto a professional team. Like, that's how you do it. You literally just beat the team in front of you over and over and over again until you get an HGC. There's no like little favoritism, stuff like that. Now
Right.
finding the team's hard, staying on the team's hard. Like you saw it last Open Division, where like you have a really good team like XD, and then they lose one game and they just boot you. Like you're no longer on the team, and so that's kind of hard to deal with because it's like, what if you win 6 out of 7 cups and you get booted on the 7th cup?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that can be pretty cutthroat as well.
So, which brings me, I want to ask, how do I phrase this? Do you think you would have stayed on a roster as long as you have if you were not with the Reborn? Like, let's say you were on some other Open Division team. Do you think the pieces just, like, kind of fell into place? Or do you, like, what is it about Reborn that has made you personally stay in longer than, like, some other NGS team you probably played on or something like that?
That's a really good question. Reborn is actually the first team I've ever played on in Heroes.
Oh, okay.
It was pretty cool. But I think it's like you kind of get the feel of like the people, and if everyone wants it as bad as you, I feel like there's no reason to go on another team, because I feel like Will can actually outdrive like talent, and so if everyone wants it, go for it. You know what I mean? But if you're on a team and a couple people are like half-assing it, not showing up for scrims, not really caring, dip out. You got to find what's good for you. But
not playing
like
Hero
we've
League.
had, what's that?
Not playing Hero League.
Yeah, it's something like just like not really caring. But like we've had so many scrims, like 4 or 5 days a week for months, and everyone shows up on time. That's it. You know what I mean? Like that's a good team to stay. And that's why I've stayed, because like everyone wants it.
Everyone shows up on time. Showtime, let me tell you something. There are so many people out there that have an issue with just showing up. Just show up. Hey,
Yeah.
We're scrimming at 7 o'clock. All right. Okay, what's so hard about that?
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Like, it's a priority system. So, like, do you want to go out and drink with your buddies? Do you want to go eat a meal or something like that? Like, it's one of the things where you have to realize that when you're not working, somebody out there is working. And so if you're okay letting that go and having that going out to a bar with buddies and not practicing, then good for you. Like if you can make that happen. But odds are you got to make some sacrifices, which people tend to not make.
Yeah, and I've been guilty of that. I've been guilty of just being like, fuck it, I'm gonna go do this or whatever, and it feels bad. Like when you come back, you're like, damn, I'm even further behind than I want to be. Like this sucks.
Yeah,
but
been there. It's just like gotta make that choice. But I think overall, with enough right choices, we're not all robots, right? Like we're allowed to go have a good time.
Right.
I mean, like as long as you can kind of make that balance work. Then I think that defines a person. But I kind of want to transition here over to the drafting phase.
This draft they go Chromie and then they go Deckard Hammer. They're like, we wanted to take the hammer counter. Let's try it out.
We're just talking about how Skitz was talking about that. Like he's like, I'd like to see some experimental. We're talking about hammer, then boom, hammer on Volskaya into a Hanzo pick. Like we're also discussing Irel, like even for that matter, is pretty rough because she can jump in and she just gets blasted away. So I'm interested to see what Octalysis does for the rest of the draft to counter that.
I think, man, you're going to think I'm wild, but you just do it. You just get some hero that can just AFK in the lane or two and just push. and you just push. Because here's what's going to happen. You're going to have Chromie and Hammer and Deckard. All three of them, more than likely, will be together at all times. +1, right? +1, which will probably be their tank. Will probably be with... So there will be 4 people, at least, together. And then there will be... Maybe their offlaner, whoever their offlaner is going to be. At this point, it's looking like it's probably going to be a Leoric or something. I think they're going to go Leoric here. But if you're Team Octalysis and you see that, okay, I'm going to just stick X hero in the bottom lane, and they're just going to AFK split push all game. Oh, they showed up here? I'm going to go AFK split push in another lane. You're all going to have to respond to me. And if you all split up to deal with this, then my team is going to pick you apart. But I don't know.
Yeah, plus these drafts so far looks really good.
That's how I would play it. But in these games, that doesn't tend to happen because there's always like I think people think like, oh, the optimal, the meta, da da da. Dahaka. Okay, the reason I didn't say Dahaka is because I don't like him on this map. But
me either, man. I really don't like Dahaka on Volskaya. I don't get it.
You know what I would have loved to have seen right here, dude? You're gonna think I'm wild and crazy, but I think Azul would have been pretty sick.
You are so wild, dude. Stop that right now, bro.
Bro.
Azul, really?
Not only is Zul gonna outpush 2 lanes faster than Octalis will, you can keep the 4-man together, pushing bottom or some other lane, and then when it comes time to fight on the point, he creates and controls space around his backline with his roots, with his skeletal mages. He can lock down a Yrel in place for an extended period of time until 20, right? He can lock down a Murder. He can force mobility usage from those heroes just from the sound that root makes. You're like, oh shit, I'm about to get rooted. Let me dip. Space created, dude. I mean, it's wild.
I can see it. I can see it if they did that, like keep 4 bot and have Zul double soak.
Or you just keep Zul in the bottom lane until the Triglav phase comes up, and then he starts to double soak.
Yeah,
like old school Infernal Shrines. That's how you used to play it. People used to ban Zul on Infernal Shrines because the first Immortal phase pops up, or I'm sorry, yeah, the first Immortal Shrine phase happens. Zul's pushing the other lanes, and your team is kind of like contesting the Shrine. Maybe you get the Punisher, maybe you don't. If you don't, no big deal. You're 2 levels ahead because Zul's got all the towers. That's how it used to work.
Yeah. Honestly, with first Punisher on Shrines as well, it's not that strong. It takes a wall, like
Punisher,
most if you can defend it. So yeah, I mean, like if you have Zul just pressuring that, I can see it.
You gotta get creative sometimes. It's Heroes of the Storm. Like, yes, there are some tactics that are more effective than others. That's why that's the meta, most effective tactic available.
Now I'm actually interested because I think now that you say that, I can actually be like, okay, I think Zul would be better than Dahaka on this map. I don't.
What wave clear? What wave clear does Octalis have?
So the thing is, so it's slower wave clear, but Yrel actually doesn't have bad wave clear.
It's not bad, right? But is she gonna be double soaking as effective as?
No, negative. By the way, guys, at 16, Yrel is the most ridiculous thing at wave clear and camp taking with that Holy Wrath or whatever.
What's the Yrel Yrel matchup? Yeah, Showtime. What's
Yrel wins everything. Or what's the mouth? Yeah, Yrel literally wins every matchup. The only time it gets Monka is like maybe early level Leo, because if he hits his W, then you don't really do enough damage, but you can sustain back up. If he misses a W, then she just wins. She just wins everything. She should be auto banned until she gets tuned down.
So if you're Yrel and you're laning against Malthael, like what are you doing? What are you looking at?
Yeah, so the biggest thing there is like dive in on him, and so the combo you use is you E on him, you auto. You can you can trait Q if you want and auto, and then you W him, and then like you either knock him away and they're slow just enough that you are able to walk up and get another auto in. You do all that and you can actually just kind of just pressure him off, but you do not want to just let him clear the wave and push you into tower. You just want to dive on him.
Like don't even clear his wave. You just fight him, bully him out.
Yeah, just like bully right out of the gates. Like you see him, just trait E on him, and then. That's the best way to do it, because if you charge up your E, he can dodge you. He can kind of know what you're doing. You can't let him know that. You got to always trait your E, and then just dive in on him when he steps up.
I hope Crosby out there is listening somewhere, because he was in one of my Hero League games like last week, and he was landing against Malthael as Urel and was getting bodied. He's like, I've seen Showtime, be able to deal with this. I don't know what's going on. I'm like, I think you just gotta fight him, dude. He's like,
that's it, 100%. That's it. You have to land your E though, right? So like, if you don't land your E and you don't get that first auto, then you pretty much just E in with no damage. You don't get an auto, which is 0 damage, and then he gets to put his shroud on you, W on you, auto attack. So it can kind of go downhill. You have to be able to hit that E and get your combos off, and then once you do your E auto, Q auto, W auto, walk away, because now he's like at 50% health. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you don't need to keep battling that. And then do it again, because your trait's going to be back up within like 3 or 4 seconds. So it's this like kind of bully mechanic that you do, where then he'll just be afraid of you. He'll be like, I actually don't want to deal with this because I'm not sure I win this lane anymore, and he'll just back off. Beater as Twin Blades variant, you can go straight to hell, Skits. All right.
Yo, I mean, some people disrespect Twin Blade variant, quite often. I've seen Sonya's get just ate up by a Twin Blade, and they're like, wait, what's happening?
Twin Blades is super strong, man. It really is. The heal back and the constant pressure, it's actually pretty good. But like, what are you doing in team fights is the only big thing.
Right. Oh, don't you know you don't team fight? You just split push and take bosses by yourself.
That's right.
I wonder. K1, look at this Urel. Look at it flying in the air. K1 Pro is just taking like infinite amounts of damage, and this is what I don't like about Dahaka. Oh, he got that drag. Is this the dead Prismat? No, like Dahaka kind of has to like walk to points on this map. Like he can't just burrow somewhere. Oh
no!
You hate to see that.
Oh no!
Zuna just let him walk. He thought he was dead and let him walk away. Wow. That was Wolf Run though. It's good. All of that, and they didn't get a single fucking percentage. Wow. Wait, you're in Texas now, right? That's what you said?
Yeah.
Where at in Texas?
Just west of Dallas.
West of Dallas. What is that?
So it's like a suburb, right? So there's it's Grapevine. Is where I actually live.
Okay. Is it hot out there right now?
Oh yeah, dude. But I do my cardio outside, so it's like I just get a tan going. It's like about 100 degrees or something like that. It's freaking bonkers, but it's good.
Oof. Nah, I lived in Texas. I lived in El Paso for a bit. Then I lived in San Antonio, and I have family in Houston. And I've got some friends in Arlington. But
oh yeah, I'm like a few minutes, 10 minutes away from Arlington.
Okay. Oof. So what's up with this Urel? Like, okay, I get it. They've got a Slove, they've got roots. Cool, but what do you need this level 4 talent for as Urel? I feel like you're just better off going with the armor regardless. Just take the armor. You don't need the...
Did she go Hand of Freedom?
Yeah, she went Hand of Freedom. I feel like, okay, yes, you can get value. You can get value from Hand of Freedom. However, is that value worth as much as giving your whole team 30 armor for like 5 seconds?
Yeah, that's a good point. I could see his reasoning. He's like, okay, like you have to connect with the Chromium Hammer, and you get movement speed out of it too, right? It's not just like a cleanse from slow.
Yeah, that's true. Ooh, nice drag.
So maybe he's thinking I can just kind of speed boost someone, get him in there, and we can connect. Yeah, yikes.
Maybe the Murden then. I mean, who else?
Maybe probably, you know. Or maybe the Rhaegar, so we could connect with the Totem Slow. But I actually like Gifted and Naru as well. For like when I have teammates like Ming or Tracer or Genji.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty nice.
I think it's also really good with Karazim.
Yeah, exactly.
You just kind of get in there, and then like that's one less heal that Karazim's got to worry about. Like everybody's in there, and you can heal Karazim with that. He can heal people around him. Man, I had some Karazim games today. I was just like, oof, this just feels nice.
Yeah,
yeah. Karazim is my favorite support in the game by far. I love everything about Karazim. His theme, his kit, like there's just something about Karazim. That's just so good.
Yeah, I haven't played him enough. To me, like, I get why he's good, right? Like, he has high pressure and he can race immortals, stuff like that. But it's like his heal is so lackluster. But like, you know what I mean? Maybe,
his heal is a little lackluster, but like he makes up for that by going in there with you and making sure that guy's dead. And then if he goes palm, that's where he makes up some of that lost healing. I do have some pretty Monka-esque builds that I like to go with him that are fun. It's not the best, definitely not the best way to play, like the most effective way to play Karazim, but it's still a lot of fun. Like I'll go like 7-sided strike, and I'm like, damn, I need some more healing. I'll take this extra burst heal after Q. Ooh, nice self cleanse there. Get him off the point, taunt. Nice and set. Look at this. Look, what am I seeing? What is happening? Who is this team?
Oh my goodness.
Yo, get the heal pack and press F right now. What are they doing? They're not even grabbing it. Like,
no.
You can't grab it. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, because like the point wasn't taken.
Wow. Simplicity. Looking at Reborne drafts, dude. That's what this is.
They're watching us in Open Division. Like, who are these guys?
I mean, the Dahaka got some value there. You saw that? He came out in that bush underneath the support camp.
Yeah.
Maybe you just look to force those fights with Dahaka. I don't know.
Okay, so here's the thing. Dahaka, one who collects.
Okay.
At level 4. I don't think that's the right call. Like, personally, I don't think that's the right call. I hope that we could like just ask him, be like, hey, what's your reasoning here? Because I don't see it.
I personally probably would have gone Hero Stalker just because like you're gonna fight on the point. There's what 3 melees if you're including Rhaegar in that. You're getting at least two hitting 2 people with your Dark Swarm, your Primal Swarm, or whatever it's called.
I mean, I can maybe so. Let's say his reasoning was, I could see this, right? The points are close to minion waves. So if you have elongated fights on a point, you can actually get quite a bit of value from those minion waves as they go by, in case you didn't want to just go up with Hero Stalker. I still think Hero Stalker is the way to go, but I could maybe see him making a defense for that.
Yeah. Okay, I see. I'm like, I wonder why he went Emerald, but then I see an Ancestral Healing on the other side. And
yeah.
Well, not only that, but there's also a Yrel who also, heals herself for quite a bit, honestly.
That's a good point. I like how the bubble is where people go now. I rarely see that armor ult for Yrel.
Yeah.
At least for me, I just like don't die. Like I can be as aggressive as I want, and I have that backup.
The one time that I played against Yrel this season, so I'm playing Hero League all support, and I'm usually looking at what the opponent has to kind of what I know is going to be the most impactful heroes on their team and stuff. Taking all that into consideration and what talents I have at my disposal, I think that Uther actually does really well into Yrel, because if you go with the auto attack at level 1, where when after you're doing like 75 auto attacks, your quest is completed, you restore 1% of your maximum mana every time you auto attack, and you also reduce the cooldown of your stun by 1.5 seconds per auto attack, and you just constantly have these stuns up in melee range of Yrel. And she's gonna be sitting up next to you. She's gonna be trying to hit you with shit. You know when she's charging up. You can see that in her animations, and you can just cancel that all the time. The only ability you won't be able to cancel is the one that she uses her trait for. That's it. But if you're like removing 2 out of her 3 abilities in her rotation with a stun, which you do, it happens. Not only are you're reducing her damage, you're reducing her healing as well, because she has to use the ability in order to get that Murad's insight on the next auto attack.
Yeah, I'll be the first to say, man, it's pretty annoying on my end when like I'm charging up an E and then I just get stunned. I'm like, well,
yeah,
like, fuck, you know what I mean? Like, because then I have to figure out what else I'm gonna do to make an impact in the team fight, rather than E on the backline that I might want to do.
Yeah. Ooh.
So I want to talk. Schizo says, "You this Hanzo 13."
Mm-hmm.
So ordinarily, I agree, but I was thinking about that. I was like, "What?" So I'm trying to put my mind where his is. Like, why would he pick that? And I was thinking, maybe it's because he could like stack it up to 30% move speed and actually be quicker at dodging Hakakyus, garage flips, Chromie like W's, stuff like that. Maybe
Deckard slows and stuff, yeah.
And I could see it like he's like, okay, like how often am I going to get the ninja's assassin or whatever like that and hop over, or am I going to get more value at being quicker to dodge skill shots? And I can maybe see that defense there, but you're right. Ordinarily, that's not the talent to take.
Pris is smart, dude. He's a smart guy. Like, he was the one that got me. Like, okay, people were playing Vala, right, and they were playing like Q build, and they would go with the Q healing at 13 or 16 or something like that. And he used to always complain and cry about taking Siphoning Arrow. He's like, why do people take this shitty talent instead of taking Gloom? There's so much high impact spell damage on every team, especially this late in the game, whether it's a go for the throat, a Genji Dragon Blade or Swift Strike or something like that, where Gloom is just objectively better. You're reducing 20% baseline of that damage right off the bat, and then up to an additional 50-60% if you activate it when you have max stacks. That's way better than getting 100 health per tick of arrow. Like, and I was like, damn, that is so. I never looked at. I just went arrow, 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 arrow because, well, all the talents look exactly the same. Take them all.
Yeah.
But giant killer hammer, yeah, dude, he's gonna rip this Muradin and this what's her face up, Yrel.
That's the thing. Oh, look at the rock coming back. Holy shit. Is she going to make an impact here? No? Wow.
Oof. Wait, I'm trying to figure out why Deckard Cain was CC'd for so long. Interesting. It's Hanzo 16. Wait, is that Giant Killer? Giant Slayer? Is that what that is? Because I feel like if you're going to go Giant Slayer, you might as well have gone with the Armor Shred as well at level 7.
Yeah, I don't... Flawless technique. Wait, is that... Or no, that is Giant Slayer. Yeah, sure enough. So...
I mean, maybe not. Maybe because the W's also give you giant. Each W has its own giant killer, or each spread has like the arrow from the multi shot has its own giant killer, but 1.5 per scatter.
Yeah, so like basically, that's telling me that when he hits a scatter arrow, he's like, because imagine, let's say you hit a garage with like all your W, right? If like it barely nicks the edge and then hits him, like that's gonna be pretty brutal.
Yeah.
But yeah, but he's saying with him taking that talent, he's saying I don't think my scatter shot is going to need to be able to be like or pierce through my opponents to have an effect. I don't know. Like
I've got to kill what's in front of me. There's no way I'm going to be able to hit Chromie or Hammer with this ability.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested. Like, I don't think I would have taken that talent. I think I always take Pierce. I'm also not like a ranged DPS player, so I kind of just stick to the bread and butter of what the heroes are good at. I might change up my soul lane builds, but yeah, I mean, that's interesting build on 13 and 16.
Well, I mean, the 16, it's not just per scatter arrow. It's also his Q, right? And his autos, or is it only per scatter arrow?
It's basic attacks and scatter arrow.
And this Urel 13, the Vindicator talent, whatever it is, the damage reduction, I don't know if I like it as much as maybe just increasing her own damage outright. Oh, that Hanzo arrow. What was Priz? He was trying to catch a rotation. Wow. Oh my god. K1 Pro was so lucky there.
Yeah, so the options at 13 for Urel, I could speak on this, right? So
the lens chosen.
The Repentance, the slow, not a really big deal, honestly. I don't think you really need that. So then it'd be down to Villain's Chosen or the Vindicator, or Aldor Peacekeeper, rather.
Yeah.
So with that, you saw the last team fight, Urel actually came around back to hop on Sergeant Hammer to kind of put that pressure on. So I'm thinking he's just going to try to do that to reduce the damage output by their backline. He's just going to keep doing that because he can survive. Villain's Chosen, I love, honestly. I would say that's always number one.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree that, you can put some pressure because you've reduced their damage. However, the spell power increase allows you to, one, deal more damage with your next abilities, but also it also improves the amount of healing you're getting back from your Murad's Insight. It also that has a direct benefit to that talent. You get more healing with it. So, I mean, you're going to be dealing more damage and healing for more. You're going to be an even bigger threat in that backline, honestly, than the Aldor's Peacekeeper. I feel like Aldor's Peacekeeper is used if enemy team is diving on you. That's how I see it, rather than as an offensive tool.
I definitely agree. I was just trying to like I said, put my mind where he is, or he's like, why would I want this? I think Villain's Chosen's better. I don't think he's getting a lot of value from diving the backline, because even when he did dive that hammer, like, he immediately had to go peel for his backline. Like, he didn't really just get to stick on him as much as he would have liked. Simplicity's coming out strong. I just think they outdrafted flat out.
Yeah.
There it is.
Ooh. K1 Pro is getting a little... Whoa, Hosty and Zuna. Wait, why did you walk back into that? Why did you do that? Oh, nice...
Holy cow.
Ooh.
Okay, so on a scale from 1 to not good, that was definitely not good.
That was not good. That was like they were there, and then like the Punisher or the Triglav was about to die, and then they walk back in. I'm looking at who's inside there, and I bet the Chromie player was like, "Bro, no," he's the gunner. He's like, "No, dude, where are you taking me? No, I don't want to go back in there." He's like, "Oh shit." Zuna's like, "Fuck."
Yeah, they get keep off this.
I think. Okay, they're gonna back off. They're gonna get this keep and then gonna back off.
Yeah, absolutely, that's the play. Because right now they can potentially get Siege Camp top, which I think they're rotating now. Oh, they choose not. Oh, turret. Turret's smarter of the two plays for sure. If you have a choice, always take that turret. So now they're just gonna play PvE. Look how many turrets Octalysis has. They have 4 turrets.
That's actually insane.
4 turrets. That's huge. That pretty much, as long as they play it smart, that guarantees them the point, and they can run mid and win the game if they play it right.
You know what? I'm actually a little triggered that K1 Pro changed the location of that BFG. I would have liked to have seen the BFG continuously like stay bottom a little bit longer, because it would clear that wave, that lane out, and let his catapults continue to push. Because they pretty much one-shot the minion wave, right? And if they don't one-shot the minion wave, they at least chunk it out enough to where your minions show up, kill the wave, and you still have the lane advantage.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Instead of just sitting here trying to take down this mid keep. I don't know. Or just keep it mid. Keep it going a straight line mid, so it clears the lane and it hits the keep.
Yeah, I think Simplicity's at a real bad spot here. Real bad. I don't think they have any items. Support is still up for grabs. I'm assuming. So here's the thing. I think Octalus's turret camp is going to be coming up soon. In which case they're going to take or drop a turret, get support camp, and then take their own turret, and they're just going to have 5 items.
Oh, look at that. Yep, their turret's up. Simplicity says, do we invade? Do we get on the point? I think Octalus's just plays off point. You get this 5th turret, and you just win.
Yeah, see, they dropped 1 turret. Now they have the ability to pick up another item. They could actually just go ahead and, okay, 1 turret down. Octalus has to play this smart. They still have 3 turrets left.
Oh, that was a huge chunk. There's Ancestral. Man. There's Ancestral.
Wow, I feel like they're not playing this as back as they should be.
Like, you literally just put all the turrets down and you just win the point, right?
That's nuts. So they have 3 turrets, I think. Oh, that was close. They could even go up and grab support camp if they wanted right now. They honestly could.
They don't want to give up too much percentage. Oh, come on. Is there...
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Does Hammer not have cleanse or something? What's up with that? Taunt.
Oh, the taunt. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
There it is, the reset.
K1 Pro has not cleansed himself at all. Like, this Murden's
turrets mid.
Oh my god, with catapults. Like, K1 Pro has not cleansed himself on this hammer at all that I've seen. And he's letting the Murden dwarf toss. Like, what's the next thing that's coming out when you see a Murden dwarf toss point blank range? What's the next thing that's coming out?
Exactly.
No, he's not gonna avatar right away. He's gonna fucking hit you with the Stormbolt.
That's funny.
Like, come on.
Once he dwarf tosses, dude, that spray's coming out. You know what I'm talking about? That spray.
Oh, double stun in the back. Look at this.
All right, yeah, Buds just dodges Zuna. Holy cow, that's game.
What a throw if I have ever seen
100% game. Hosty just trying to stall it.
And, whoa. That feels bad. Well, I mean, there's obviously some issues with Simplicity, right? But based off what we've seen this game, there's some issues with Octalus's as well. But
yeah, I think the drafting was a big deal. I don't think I realized how many items Octalus's had. And, like, you know what I mean? All of a sudden, you know, they died, or they wiped in bot lane right after their push where Simplicity got keep. And then, like, I think they probably took 2 turrets, but they still had 2. Yeah, 4 turrets is nuts. Super nuts to have.
Definitely. Well, GG to Octalysis. All right.
Yeah, for sure, GG. I think that's gonna be it for me on my end, though.
For sure, dude. For sure, man. Thanks for hanging out. We didn't get to talk about aliens and shit, and psychedelics and stuff like we did last week, but that's all right. We got some good heroes of the storm.
What y'all talking about last week, dude?
We talked about all kinds of shit, dude. We talked about psychedelic experiences, the meaning of life, time as a construct. No, we didn't get that deep into it. Not the time stuff.
Holy shit. Look at us goons just talking about the video game that we're watching.
Yeah. I mean, no, we talked about the video game we were watching. That's good. That's good. That's good because like you go back and watch the VOD, we're talking about shrooms and shit. But anyways, no. So the the goal, the aim is to we'll talk about what's on the screen. But if you want to talk about anything else, man, we'll get into that too. Joe Rogan style. That's the way I look at it.
I like it.
But right on, dude.
Yeah, man. But...
Cool. All right, man. Well, I guess I'll talk to you later. Hang on a second. What is this? Your mic has been transmitting for 30 seconds. I don't know what that is. Anyways. But yeah, man. If you got to peace out, that's cool. Thanks for hanging out. We'll do this again sometime. It's fun. Hope you enjoyed your time.
Oh, always down.
Well, right on.
Appreciate Schizo and everybody else in the chat.
Yeah.
Giving that support, making that chat live and action.
Making it seem not dead.
No, it's good, man. Schizo's there.
Schizo's always there, man. Schizo's always supporting. But right on, dude.
My man, thank you for letting me be a guest on your show. Make sure to get that sub to GOON if you haven't already. Everybody in chat, give him that love. Pays his bills, pays his drug habits.
I don't know about all that, but I mean, it helps.
No, I'm kidding.
It helps. No, now if you're just showing up here for the first time, don't worry. The VOD will be up on YouTube. The last hour, 45 minutes or so, will be up on YouTube if you want to go back and see what we're talking about and stuff. Go ahead and do that. But with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end HGC and Chill here. I'll probably put the stream up in the background and keep playing some HOTS and streaming here in the meantime. But Showtime, thanks again. If you guys want to follow Showtime, he does stream twitch.tv/ShowtimeFFV. Follow him on Twitter at ShowtimeFFV and make sure to catch him Mondays and Tuesday nights, HGC Open Division for Team Reborne as their solo lane, their off lane, their melee player. And yeah, thanks for hanging out, dude. Much appreciated.
Cool. Later, my man.
All
Later,
right.
everybody.
Peace out. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. If you want to hang around for the Hero League stream, you can. If not, that's fine too. But appreciate all your guys' support. I'm going to get the stream set up here. In the meantime, hang tight. I'll be right back.